Is this thing on? Good afternoon, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I'm doing outstanding, man. This is installment number 2 of August 17th, 2022. And my question is that I have for you guys today, it's more just me wanting to come on here and rant because it drives me fucking nuts. I'm scrolling through the Facebook and I read this. The 2024 United States presidential election odds. Now, let me see if I can't figure out how to brand, private chat, comments. How do we edit name? What's this? Share screen to lay. See how this layout is unique. News layout. Share. Share screen. As easy as with 2 monitors. No, I don't want to do that. Stop cam. I guess I could set up an extra cinema layout. I should probably figure out all the StreamYard. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you guys this thing, and it shows the odds because they're taking bets, I guess, election betting odds. And they got everybody from Donald Trump to Jeff Bezos in there. And Donald Trump is riding very high on the list at plus 275. For those of you guys who don't know, the lower the plus number in gambling, the higher the odds of that person being the winner, okay? They have DeSantis in second place at plus 300, Joe Biden in third place at plus 600, Kamala Harris in fourth place at plus 1,200, Mike Pence at plus 1,600, Pete Buttigieg at 2,500, Michelle Obama's on the list, Tom Cotton's on the list, Bernie Sanders is still in there, Hillary Clinton, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at plus 4,000, Andrew Yang comes in behind the fucking Rock. And let me tell you, man, this shit is disheartening as fuck to me because, like, to me right now, it's never been easier to see how fucked up and corrupt the entire United States government is, man. And I go through all of this shit. Like, I can't see the users. I can't see your Facebook name, man. You guys got to follow the StreamYard links and shit. I don't really know how it works, but I can't see who you are. It says I'm not even into it. What up, Mr. FBI agent Brock? Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Nicholas. I appreciate that. I'm so handsome. Anyway, how do you guys still have faith in politicians? Like, it's mind-blowing to me, you know? I wonder why people have such short memories. Because we're in a fucked up position, and let's not even act like we aren't, okay? Like, I know you guys want to blame presidents, and that's the thing that I can't grasp either. Because the president, as much as we like to believe that they're like the leader of the free world and they just make all these fucking decisions and shit, that's not really how it works, okay? Now, I know that you could stand up here and you could argue about Democrats this or Republicans that, and yada, yada, yada. But really, in the last couple of years, we've gotten a really good look at the fact that they vote together on all the big bills that really affect us the most. And what I'm talking about is the COVID relief packages that we've seen approved over the course of the last 3 years. Okay, the first COVID relief package was put through office when Donald fucking Trump was the president. It was put through when Joe Biden was the president. If you go back and you look at the voting history on that, damn near everyone voted yes for the shit. Despite it being filled with pork, despite it being filled with trillions of dollars in imported dollars or exported dollars, I mean, you know, like I don't get it because I don't really want to. I can't talk politics with people, man. I don't want to talk politics because everybody wants to talk pop culture politics. They want to talk about Joe Biden. They want to talk about Donald Trump. The shit drives me nuts. Let me ask the Trump supporters, man, why do you think that the next Donald Trump presidency, which looks like it's quite a possibility, okay, much to my dismay, because I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I can't stand these fucking people. What do you guys think is going to be different the next time? Okay. That's what I want to know. I mean, because Donald Trump was just president for 4 years, right? And if he had done all this great shit for us, shouldn't we still be experiencing some great things? Now, I know you're going to be like, well, Joe Biden's in office now. So what changes? Just every 4 years we go through these systems. They're like cyclic. It's cycles. It's over and over again, man. To me, politics is nothing more than keeping the American people distracted and divided. Okay. They want us to argue about politicians. And you know what? I go in there and I fucking dog every politician out. I say everything about every politician that you can say that's shitty. Okay. I think they're all grifters, all of them. But it doesn't matter because if I engage in a conversation with a Biden supporter and I talk about how Biden's shitty, they say to me, but Trump. And if I get into a tiff with a Trump supporter because I say that Trump's shitty, they say, but Biden. Guys, like, how long can you play along? I don't know how long you can play along. Like, do you really think that the president makes all these decisions on a moment's notice? And if you do believe that, why do you think that just like electing Donald Trump, like, are you just satisfied with 4 good years at a time? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, your solution isn't to try to solve the problem. It's just to come up with a temporary band-aid because you think that Donald Trump's going to be a better president for 4 years and you think our situation is going to be better for 4 years. But then what happens after 4 years? You know, what, you just eventually you time out, you die. You don't care about the future. You don't care about your kids or your grandkids or your grandkids' kids. Because I do. That's the shit that bugs me. I'm perfectly content at 46 years old just to ride out into the sunset for the rest of my life. I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't want to spend a bunch of it miserable over politics and shit like that. But like, how long can you fucking do this? How long can you guys keep saying, well, he's better than the other guy? Well, you know, things will be better once we get Trump back in office. Yeah, well, I mean, it gets 4 years. It's a limited period. I mean, are you down with dictatorship? Are you saying that when Trump gets in office that he just never leaves office again? We've seen a lot of hypocrisy from both sides over the course of the last 3 years. The news flying at us the way that it does just really doesn't give time people a chance to really get set on their values, you know, because like we watched protests go from shows of American patriotism to being condemned. It depends on what side of the party you're on, right? We saw protests and outbursts from both sides of the fence. I mean, you know, you ask certain people about January 6th and they'll make it out like it was the worst shit in American history. And then you ask people about like Minneapolis riots and they'll be like, oh, well, that's just people, you know, that's the voice of the unheard. You know, we got the pro-choice thing. When I say I'm pro-choice because I didn't want a vaccination and Roe versus Wade gets overturned, all of a sudden motherfuckers are pro-choice again. You know, we've seen a lot of this hypocrisy going on lately, man. You know what we haven't seen, though? We haven't seen anything change. Unless it was for the worse, literally. Like, as the people, we are the ones who suffer for all the policies and bullshit that they do and they enact while they're in office. I just don't understand how you can still be playing along. I mean, honestly, you know, the media lies to you, man. Everybody I talk to about the media, they're like, yeah, we know the media is full of shit. So then, like, you know, at what point do you say, yeah, you know, like, I know people are like, Brock, everything's not a conspiracy, but to me, it kind of is because it's all part of the agenda. All of this shit is part of the agenda, all part of where we're moving to. And where we're moving to is a more controlled, a police state. Guys, you can see it. Look at what the FBI is calling a terrorist. They're gearing up 87,000 IRS agents. And I don't care what side of the political fence you're on. You shouldn't like that. Who the fuck out there wants to pay more taxes? Who the fuck out there wants their fucking digital transactions fine-tooth combed? You know, like I know a lot of people will argue with me and say, well, if you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to worry about. Is that true? Are you sure? You know, I do a lot of shit with Venmo and Cash App, man. A lot of exchanging money with my friends that has nothing to do with the government. And if it was cash money, no one would ever know. But since we've moved on to a more digital world and more people have digital funds than cash funds, you're just stuck doing Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever, you know? So I don't know what the future holds, man, but I just wonder how long can you keep playing along? And, you know, the part that really gets me is people are all excited for the 2024 election. to vote in the popular vote. I mean, they even call it the fucking popular vote. They say the popular vote. And then they have the electoral college votes, which don't have to vote with the popular vote. You don't even know who the fuck the electoral college people are. All right. They're like a point of a group of peers picked by their other peers to elect the president. We've seen them a couple times in American history not go with the popular vote. The popular vote is exactly that. It's a popularity contest. Your vote for the president in 2024 means just as much for electing the president as your vote for American Idol does. You know, is there a phone number? I mean, I guess there is. I don't have my phone in front of me right now. And that's true. Somebody said defending Trump by comparing him to Biden or vice versa is like defending Dahmer by comparing him to Ted Bundy. You know, and I mean, Biden, let's not pretend that Biden's any better, man, because Biden's family is full of shit too. Like, I mean, his son, I know people are tired of his son. People roll your eyes when you talk about him, but that guy is benefiting from being a president's son. And he's doing it internationally. He's had jobs in Ukraine with the Ukrainian government, like as an energy consultant. That guy knows nothing about energy. He knows that when you smoke crack, you get energetic. That's the end of Joe Biden's fucking son's energy knowledge. You know, we go look at some of the top politicians and senators like Nancy Pelosi's fucking investment portfolios, boasting a pretty nice chunk of change over the course of the last couple of years. And, you know, if you ask me, that should be highly illegal. If we have a congressman or a speaker of the House up there making legislation or investing in stocks based on upcoming legislation, that should be a problem. We should all be against that. That shouldn't be Republican. That shouldn't be Democrat. And honestly, if you've got a politician that you think is awesome, you could throw their name up there and I'll fucking tell you why they're not awesome. All I have to do is go to the internet and show you what bills and what things that they've participated in and what corporations they're sponsored by, who they get their money from, because lobbyists rule the world. You know, why are we pretending that they vote for our interests? They don't. They vote where the highest bidder wants them to vote. Okay. They vote for where their careers are going to be helped out by the vote. They go where the money goes, man. These politicians don't give a fuck about us. And I wish that people would realize that, because all we have to do is change a couple of rules. And we have to do it, okay? We, the people, right? And the shit I'm about to say is considered extremist. And it's fucking weird, because we, the people, need to demand better. I'm not saying that we should be violent. I don't want to be violent. I hate violence, all right? I want everybody to be peaceful, happy, and hug it out and shit, all right? Because I'm all about humanity. I want to help people out. I don't want anybody I don't want to, you know, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he is a career politician, bro. It's the same fucking thing, man. Career politician, businessman, same thing. Grifters. Okay. I don't want to get into the thing, man, because then it just looks like I'm just a Trump hater. Look, you've got a derangement syndrome right now. Okay. Dude hasn't been in office for 2 fucking years. All the policies and things that he did were upended, if that's even how it works, by the new guy. And when he goes in, all the policies will be upended by the new guy. Lather, rinse, repeat. Nothing stays. Nothing's permanent. Only thing that changes is our money buys less shit. We get taxed more. We get less back for it. Tell me I'm wrong, man. I mean, just look around. You can go on ahead and you can cherry pick your Fox stories and your CNN stories, and you could try to make me believe that there's a good politician out there, but I assure you that there's not. And I'll tell you how that shit's affecting us. Right now, there's a woman in my inbox who's had her car stolen. Okay. And this is how politicians affect us. Her car's been stolen, taken to the city. This happened twice. The person who stole her car literally put their fucking legal goddamn name in the Bluetooth. Okay. So they hooked her car to his Bluetooth phone. And I can't remember his fucking name, but trust me, we're going to cover it. But the cops, having fingerprints, the guy's name, his phone number, it's all attached to the Bluetooth, and everything that they need. This car was stolen in a county. The kid lives in the city. The kid that stole the car the first time. We don't know if he stole it the second time, but the cops won't do shit. Cops won't do shit. County won't go into the city. City doesn't give a fuck about stolen cars. This is how politics affect us. If you want to make my nipples erect, let's talk about how we can get a different prosecutor in St. Louis City. Let's talk about how we can get some different prosecutors and shit in St. Louis County. Okay, Wesley Bell, Kim fucking Garner, they got to go. Okay, all these politicians, they got to go. But people aren't really smart enough to do what needs to be done, man. You're still bitching about Sam Page because Republicans can't figure out how to get rid of Sam Page. You had your chance 2 years ago. You certainly did. You could have went, but you know your pride got in the way. Okay? Like if you Republicans want to get rid of Sam Page, what you got to do is whenever it comes time for the midterms or the fucking primaries, that's when you have to go in and ask for the Democratic ticket. As much as it hurts your poor conservative heart, the reason being is because St. Louis is a Democratic stronghold. Okay, if you don't like Sam Page, the only option you have is to vote for his Democratic competition. 2 years ago was Mark Mantovani. I had him on here in an interview because I, too, do not like Sam Page. Okay? I don't like Sam Page because he's Mr. Lockdown, Mr. fucking Coronavirus 5000. All right? You can not like Sam Page for a lot of reasons. I don't like Sam Page because he cost people I know their businesses and their livelihood. I know that this coronavirus thing changed the entire face of the United States of America and the world. Okay? So I know that things aren't the same as they were 3 years ago. Coronavirus changed more shit than politicians did. And the politicians wrote the legislation that led to all the problems we're experiencing. Donald Trump was involved in that. I keep trying to tell you that, but your fucking brain can't remember or retain information, and it's maddening to me. It's maddening. I don't want to talk politics with you guys. I don't want to talk about the next president or how things are going to be all right, because they're not. Okay, they're not. They're not going to until we get money out of politics, okay? Politicians should be like monks. They should be established citizens who don't need money or don't want money. One of the two, okay? I say it's fine if the American public provides them with the finances that they need to survive while they're in office. Not a luxurious paycheck, but here's the best way to solve the problem. Give them the same amount of money that you give the Social Security recipients. Okay? Whatever you give Social Security recipients is what a politician needs to make. That's going to solve some problems right away because they're going to change what Social Security gets because they know it's not enough. Okay, and Social Security is for our oldest, most vulnerable, second most vulnerable members of society. Okay, we need to take care of them, and so they paid into that, and they paid way more into that than they're ever going to get back. So we need to adjust that shit. Also, that'll change the cost of living. I guarantee if you just do a couple of these things like that, and you'll change the entire face. The bad news, politicians are never going to do this on their own. They're never going to vote against their own best interest, okay? And the current politician staff that we have is filled with businessmen and grifters and politicians. And they're all the same thing, whether you want to pretend they're not, or they are or not, okay? They all have the same thing in mind, and what they have in mind is profit and their future. Not yours, not mine, theirs, okay? Seriously, in Citizens United, we could do a lot of things. In the Federal Reserve, there's no reason why we should have a private bank controlling American currency. That's fucking ridiculous. They control everything. They control wealth. They control the price of living. Like, guys, there's just a lot of things that we could do, but none of them are going to happen by politicians doing it themselves, okay? What we have to do as people is come together and show them that we're united. Show them that we're all together in this together for the better of the country as a whole. When they see that, they will shake in their boots and they will start to behave properly because all of a sudden there will be consequences for their actions. I'm not going to get any deeper than that, but I don't know what's so hard to understand about that. Early America, there were consequences for grifting politicians. They weren't nice. They weren't nice. But if we stay out here in society and we just keep taking their shit, then what? They're just going to keep giving it to us. That's what, freedoms. You like that shit? I do. And I don't want chaos. I don't want nuttiness. I don't mind even paying taxes. You know what I do mind? My tax money and your tax money being seriously mismanaged and even pilfered, skimmed by the same politicians that we expect to save us from these situations. Okay? I guess the best chance that we got, honestly, is to try to Be the change that you want to see, man. If you want people to be different, then you have to be different. You have to be what you want other people to be. Otherwise, you're just a fucking blowhard. Okay? So instead of going out there and telling everybody else what to be upset about or what to cancel or what to vote for, just go out there and lead by example. Go out there and talk the talk, walk the walk, and be the change. That shit, everything else falls in place, man. If we can get everybody to do it, we can get everybody to step up and be the people that I know you can be. If we can get everybody to look past their petty arguments and their stupid disagreements about politicians that don't give a fuck about them, maybe we got a chance. But the only way that we're going to have a chance is if you stop picking up shit piles, putting one in each hand, sniffing them. You know, I like this orange shit pile more than I like this old senile shit pile with the crackhead son. You know what I see? I see you sniffing shit piles. I see you taking subpar and accepting it as good enough. I see you allowing things to worsen because it isn't so bad for you. But what do our kids get to deal with, man? Huh? What's next? Things are moving fast. They're moving real fast. You know? I mean, technically speaking, I've tried to warn you guys about this shit, about how they're going to label everybody terrorists, how they'll label everybody extremists, how they'll label everybody against it. Everybody's going to get a turn. Remember when I said that? Some of you guys have never seen me before. You have no idea who I am. But I've been calling this shit. I've been saying it, man. It's your turn to be considered dangerous. We've all had our chance in the last 3 years, man. Both political affiliations, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, and everybody alike. We've seen riots and protests and insurrections. You know what we haven't seen? Anything change as a result of this shit. And you know why? Because we have been controlled by them. I honestly think this shit's all theater. I think we're doing exactly what they want us to do. And it drives me fucking nuts. Okay? It drives me nuts. And I don't want to, I'm not a terrorist, man. I'm not any of that shit. I'm not a danger to anybody. Okay? For my FBI or whoever agents are watching, I have no ambitions of taking over the world. Okay. I don't, voters advocate for their own victimization. This is true. I'm just wondering how long people can play along, man. And I've tried to take a new tactic because my tactic used to be just sarcasm, but it's so hard, man. Sarcasm and ignorance. And I'm not getting anywhere with that. I want to talk to you guys. I want to have conversations. I want to talk about it. Okay. I just don't want to talk in circles. I don't want to explain or argue about why Trump's better than Biden or Biden's better than Trump or anything's better than Trump. You know, I don't want to hear that shit because no, anything's not better than Trump. No, Biden's not better than Trump and Trump's not better than Biden. Those motherfuckers are all the same. They don't wear the same clothes as us. They don't eat the same food as us. They don't get the same health care as us. They don't experience life the way that we do. Yet somehow we still expect them to care about us. What's your experience with super rich people out there, man? People that think they're better than everybody. Because come on, man, let's be honest. When you get up in that super high tax bracket and you get up there making that money, man, you know you don't want to fuck with peasants. Come on, man. You know that Donald Trump and Joe Biden would treat every one of us like shit in a public setting if they didn't know us or they didn't need our vote. Probably wouldn't even talk to us, wouldn't sneeze at us, wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire, man. It just, that's what I wanted to talk about, you know? So if you're one of these people that are really just stuck on political ideologies, great, man. Great. That's real good. Good for you. You know, I don't want to talk to you about it anymore. Okay. I don't want you to come at me and be like, well, you just don't understand. You don't feel the pain to know that. And when you do, you'll know that Trump is the man. I had someone tell me that Trump controlled the Supreme Court. Mike Mullen, I'm talking to you, man. Listen, do me a favor, man. I don't want to talk about Trump anymore. Okay. I don't go to your statuses. I don't go to your pages and go fucking with you about your politics. I just don't. But people love to come to my shit and do that to me, man. It's fine. I asked for it. But leave me alone with the Trump Biden shit, all right? Like, if you want to talk about how they're a piece of shit, I'll jump on that bandwagon all day long. If you want to talk about solutions for the future that might help out the future Americans or future humans on the planet, fuck, man, I'm all ears. If you want to talk about how the politician in the $12,000 suit is different than the other politician in the $12,000 suit, just save it, dude. Go argue with somebody else who doesn't have an IQ, okay? Because I don't want to do it anymore. Now, I guess that's all I got for this afternoon right now. I'm enjoying the StreamYard. I'm streaming to multiple platforms. I need to get the Facebook thing worked out because I definitely can't see who's commenting. It just says Facebook user. I'm going to guess that Shannon's in there because I start to recognize some of your guys' approaches, and I think that's a Shannon comment. Voters advocate for their own victimization. Love you, Shannon. Keep it up, buddy, because it's the truth. All right? It's the truth. Adults that need a daddy, they call them voters. That's Shannon. That's why we like Trump, not a career politician. I'm going to guess that's a Mike Mullen. And someone, thanks for saying that my audio is on point, man. It makes me so happy when people say that because, you know, I've worked hard to put together some decent audio and I bought some things. And over time, I had daydreams of doing daily podcasts or even weekly podcasts and just getting out there and maybe even sustaining a small living doing this shit one day. I don't need to be rich, but thanks for noticing, man. I tried. I used to try a lot harder. I could feel my motivation swirling back up to try more, you know? I just let people fuck with me. Let people kind of convince me that I didn't need to be doing this. But at any rate, that last commenter, united we stand, divided we fall. You're correct. Okay. And I hope everybody out there listening understands what I'm trying to say to you, man. Okay. I love every one of you. I want you all to live the best life and the happiest life that you can manage. Okay. Without it being at the expense of anybody else. I want us all to be happy and healthy. And I think that if we work together, we can really do that kind of shit, you know? But we got to take some of that profit away. And I know whenever I say that, people freak out. They're like, oh my capitalism. Nah, man, listen, you can be a capitalist and you can help people out at the same time. So, you know, I don't want to just keep droning on. I already have. I'm sure I've repeated myself 1,000 times. But I want you guys to pay attention, okay? Stop rooting for people who couldn't give a fuck about you. Stop going to Facebook with your political shit and stop going to Facebook just to be a cunt, man. My challenge to everybody out there watching, all 9 people who've hung in this long, go out there and say something nice to somebody on Facebook. Just do it. It's not hard. Go compliment them. You see somebody posting a selfie, go like, man, you look good today. Or I really like that shirt you're wearing or some shit like that, right? Go give a fucking compliment, man, because it'll make you feel good. It'll make them feel good. It makes me feel good to make people feel good. We can just spread this shit. Let's make that shit contagious. Let's make that shit trendy. I hope you guys all have a great day, man. Thanks for hanging in there and thanks for watching. Doodaloo.